The glow of the phone is brutal in the dark. 3:27 a.m. Again. I swear I haven't slept properly in days. It's always the same. I close my eyes, and the argument starts replaying. Then that image. God, that image. So, here I am, staring at the screen, rereading old texts, looking for. I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. Some kind of explanation, maybe. A sign I missed. Something that makes this whole goddamn thing make sense. It's pathetic, I know. Scrolling through digital ghosts when I should be trying to forget. But the silence in this apartment is deafening. And the screen is a window back to a life that vanished overnight. And then there's Mark. Don't worry about Mark, she'd said, laughing. Like it was the most ridiculous thing she'd ever heard. He's just a colleague. We're working on that Peterson account together. That's all. I remember feeling a flicker of something. Not jealousy. Exactly. More like unease. He was always around, always in her stories. Work drinks, team lunches, even just popping into her office for 5 minutes, which somehow stretched into an hour. I told myself I was being stupid, that I trusted her, that I was better than some insecure boyfriend. Now I see the whole damn picture in high definition. It wasn't just Mark, though, was it? Looking back, there were other things. She started keeping her phone face down. Movie nights on the couch became her scrolling through Instagram. She'd laugh at jokes I didn't tell. And the silences. God, the silences grew heavier, longer. I chalked it up to stress at work, to us just being comfortable. Comfortable. What a joke. I remember asking her once if everything was okay. She just looked at me, smiled the practiced smile, and said, of course, baby. Why wouldn't it be? I wanted to believe her so badly. I really did. The fight. It was about something stupid, probably. Rent was due, and I'd forgotten to transfer my half. She snapped. Not just annoyed, but furious. Said I was always unreliable. That she was tired of carrying me. Harsh words. Yeah, but we'd been there before. Usually, we'd cool down, apologize, and move on. But this time felt different. There was a coldness in her eyes I hadn't seen before. I tried to explain, to make her understand I was just stressed, but she wouldn't listen. She just kept repeating the same accusations. Louder and louder, until I finally snapped back. I don't even remember what I said. Something equally hurtful, I'm sure. The details are blurring now, but I remember the click. The sharp, definitive click of her phone locking. She looked down at it. Her thumb danced across the screen for a second, and then she looked up at me. We're done, she said, her voice flat. Then, another click. This time, the sound of me being blocked. Just like that. Gone. Mid-sentence. I stood there, dumbfounded, staring at her as she walked out the door. I thought she was just needing space. I was so wrong. Sarah, a friend of mine, our friend, really, messaged me a few hours later. Just a single, cryptic line. Check her Insta. I almost didn't. I was still reeling, trying to process the argument, the blocking. But something in Sarah's tone, it felt urgent. So I did. And there it was. A live stream. Her. Smiling. Laughing. Sitting on a couch that wasn't ours. And next to her, Mark. The man I wasn't supposed to worry about. The punch to the gut doesn't even begin to describe it. They were close. Too close. Leaning into each other, sharing some inside joke that had them both practically doubled over with laughter. Mark's hand was resting on her leg. Not possessively, not overly, just there. Like it belonged there. Like it had been there 1,000 times before. The worst part? They looked comfortable, relaxed, happier than I'd seen her in months. And that's when it hit me. It wasn't just that she was with him. It was that she seemed like a completely different person. A person I didn't even know. I should have seen it. All the signs were there, weren't they? The late nights at the office, the work trips that conveniently coincided with Mark's conferences. The way she'd subtly changed her style, started dressing differently. More like Mark, maybe? God. I was so blind. So trusting. Or maybe just so desperate to believe everything was okay that I ignored the glaring red flags waving right in front of my face. I let her gaslight me. And I let myself be gaslight. Did she plan it all? Was the argument just a convenient excuse? Was she already with him when she blocked me? The questions are relentless. A constant barrage in my head. I keep replaying our conversations, searching for clues, for some kind of admission. But all I find are more lies. More carefully constructed stories designed to keep me in the dark. And the worst part is, I believed them. I trusted her. I gave her my heart, my life, everything. And she just threw it away. I'm angry. God, I'm so fucking angry. Angry at her. Angry at Mark. Angry at myself for being so stupid. But underneath the anger, there's this ache. A deep, hollow ache in my chest that just won't go away. It's the heartbreak, I guess. The realization that everything I thought we had was a lie. That the woman I loved, the woman I thought I knew, was capable of such cruelty. And the shame. The burning, humiliating shame of knowing that everyone probably saw it coming but me. We were supposed to go to Italy next summer. We'd been planning it for months, poring over travel blogs, booking flights, imagining ourselves sipping wine in Tuscany. Now she'll probably go with Mark. They'll laugh about how crazy I was. How I never understood her. They'll create new memories in the places we were supposed to share. And I'll be here, alone, staring at the walls, haunted by the ghost of a future that never was. The tickets are non-refundable. A small detail, I know, but it feels like another kick in the teeth. It wasn't all her fault, though, was it? I wasn't perfect either. I worked too much. I wasn't always the most attentive. I took her for granted. Maybe I pushed her away, made her feel like she wasn't enough. Maybe if I'd been a better boyfriend, a better man, she wouldn't have looked elsewhere. It's easy to paint her as the villain, to demonize her for what she did. But relationships are complicated, and I played a part in this disaster, too. A pretty big one, probably. Maybe she was unhappy for a long time. Maybe Mark offered her something I couldn't. Excitement? Attention? Validation? I don't know. I'll probably never know the real reasons. And maybe that's the hardest part of all this. The not knowing. The endless speculation. The constant replaying of events in my head. Searching for answers that just aren't there. Closure. Everyone talks about closure. But what if you never get it? What if you're just left with the questions, the doubts, and the lingering feeling that you weren't good enough? I can't talk to anyone about this. Not really. My friends would be sympathetic, sure, but they wouldn't get it. They wouldn't understand the specific brand of humiliation, the soul-crushing weight of the betrayal. And my family? Forget about it. They loved her. They thought she was the one. Telling them the truth would just break their hearts. And honestly, I don't have the energy to deal with their disappointment on top of everything else. So, I'm alone with this. Just me and the glow of the phone, and the endless replay of that goddamn live stream. I don't know how to move on from this. Every time I try to picture my future, I just see her with him. Happy. Thriving. And I'm stuck here, in this loop of anger, regret, and self-doubt. I try to distract myself. Work, gym, mindless TV, but nothing seems to work. The image of them together is burned into my brain, a constant reminder of my failure. I feel like I'm drowning, gasping for air, but there's no one there to pull me out. What if I'd been more attentive? What if I'd listened to my gut when it told me something was off with Mark? What if I'd fought harder for her, instead of just passively accepting her excuses? Maybe things would be different. Maybe we'd still be together, planning that trip to Italy, laughing on the couch, sharing our lives. But maybe is a cruel word. It's a constant reminder of the choices I didn't make, the chances I didn't take, and the future I let slip away. I thought I knew her. I thought she was kind, honest, loyal. Someone I could trust with my life. But now I question everything. Was she ever that person? Or was it all an act? Was I just too blind to see the truth? It's like she was wearing a mask the entire time, and the live stream was the moment it finally slipped. And underneath, someone I don't even recognize. Someone capable of casually shattering my world without a second thought. What did Sarah and the others think when they saw that live stream? Did they already know about Mark? Were they just waiting for me to catch on? The thought that our friends, her friends, might have been in on this. It's almost unbearable. It adds another layer of humiliation to the already overflowing pile. It's one thing to be betrayed. It's another thing entirely to have it broadcast for everyone to see. To be the last one to know. To be the fool. I keep telling myself it's a mistake. That she didn't mean to block me. That the live stream was just a coincidence. That she'll call, apologize, and everything will go back to normal. But deep down, I know that's a lie. I'm just bargaining with myself, trying to avoid the inevitable pain of acceptance. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and this will all feel like a bad dream. But tonight, the reality is too raw, too real. And the image of her with Mark is too vivid to ignore. Her smile, that's what gets me. The genuine, carefree smile she was wearing in that live stream. I hadn't seen her smile like that in months, maybe even years. And the fact that it was Mark who put it there, it's like a brand, seared into my memory. I know I'll never be able to unsee it. It'll be there, lurking in the back of my mind, every time I think of her. A constant reminder of what I lost, and who she chose instead. It's not just the loss of a girlfriend, is it? It's the loss of a best friend, a confidant, a partner in crime, someone I shared everything with, someone who knew me better than anyone else in the world. And now she's a stranger, a ghost from a past life, someone I used to know, but will never know again. The idea of her is gone. And in its place is this hollow ache. I want to ask her why. I want to scream at her, to demand an explanation, to make her understand the pain she's caused. I want to tell her how much I loved her, how much I believed in us, how much she's destroyed. But I can't. She blocked me. And even if she hadn't, well, what would be the point? Words wouldn't fix this. Words wouldn't bring her back. Words wouldn't erase the image of her smiling with Mark. So, I'm left with silence. And the things I'll never say. I don't want to become that bitter, jaded guy who can't trust anyone. I don't want this experience to ruin me. But I'm scared. Scared of opening myself up again. Scared of being vulnerable. Scared of being hurt like this again. I know I need to learn from this, to grow, to move on. But God, it's hard. And I'm terrified that I'll just repeat the same mistakes, fall for the same lies, and end up right back here. Staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering what the hell went wrong. It's over. I have to accept that. It's going to take time, a lot of time to heal. And I'll probably never fully understand what happened. But I can't let this define me. I can't let her win. I have to find a way to move on, to rebuild my life, to find happiness again. It won't be easy, but I owe it to myself to try. even if I don't know where to start. The phone is still glowing. 4:32 a.m. Maybe I'll finally get some sleep. Maybe, but I doubt it. The silence is still deafening and the image is still there. And somewhere, out there, she's laughing with Mark. Maybe it's not fair. Maybe it's not right. But it's real. And I'm here. Alone. Trying to make sense of it all. Trying to figure out how to keep going. Trying to forget that smile. Maybe someday I'll understand. Maybe someday I'll forgive her. Maybe someday I'll even forget. But not tonight. Tonight, all I feel is the weight of what's been lost. The sting of betrayal. The hollow ache of loneliness. And the burning question that keeps circling in my head. How could she? Just how could she? I should probably try to sleep.